You ever meet someone who just feels most at peace when they're at home? Not out at a cafe, not at a party, not even surrounded by friends, just them, in their room, maybe reading, listening to music, or simply existing. While others can't wait to escape their four walls, they thrive inside them. No noise, no crowd, no plans, just the hum of their own mind, where the world finally makes sense. At first glance, it sounds simple. They just like staying in. But if you look closer, you'll realize something deeper is happening. Because loving your own space, truly loving it, isn't just a personality trait. It's a psychological fingerprint, a mirror that reflects how you process life, emotion, and energy. So why do some people feel most alive at home? Is it comfort, fear, or is it something far more profound? Something that speaks to the way the human mind protects itself. Stick with me until the end, because by the time we're done, you might understand your own relationship with solitude and what your home actually says about you. You might think staying home means missing out on life, but for some people, it's the only place they actually find it. For some, staying home isn't really a choice, it's survival. They didn't wake up one day and decide, I'll stop going out. Life just pushed them there. Maybe they've had too many bad experiences, too much noise, too many days trying to meet expectations that drained their spirit dry. The outside world became a battlefield. Every interaction a risk of rejection, criticism, or pressure. So their home became their refuge, the only space where they didn't have to defend themselves. Psychologists call this environmental self-regulation. It's when your surroundings become part of your coping system, when you use your physical space to stabilize your emotions. The walls around them aren't about isolation, it's about control. Control over what they hear, what they feel, what they allow in. Because when you've lived in chaos long enough, peace stops feeling like a luxury. It starts feeling like oxygen. To these people, solitude isn't loneliness, it's recovery. It's how they remember who they are when the world's too loud to listen. But there's a quiet danger here, because healing and hiding often look the same from the outside. And when safety turns into avoidance, peace starts to decay into fear. The same walls that once helped you rebuild can slowly start keeping you small. Then there are the true introverts, the ones who feel life drain out of them after too much talking, too many plans, too many people. Their homes aren't hiding spots, they're charging docks. Every conversation, every crowd, every moment of performance takes something from them. And when that energy runs out, they don't feel bored. They feel empty. That's why home becomes sacred. It's the only space where they don't have to pretend. No smiles they don't feel. No small talk. No performance. Just rest. In psychology, there's something called the stimulus threshold theory. It explains how some people's brains process external input more intensely than others. Bright lights, loud voices, busy streets, they all hit harder. So when introverts retreat, it's not because they dislike others. It's because their mind is built differently. And home is the only place where their nervous system can finally exhale. But even introverts face misunderstanding. They get labeled antisocial, emotionless, or cold, when in truth, they're just protecting their limited supply of energy. Because for them, silence isn't empty. It's where the real self finally comes alive. Maybe the real question isn't why they stay home, but why the world still believes peace has to look loud. And then there are the creatives, the ones who find magic in quiet corners, the artists, writers, thinkers, dreamers, the people whose imagination needs stillness to breathe. When they're alone, ideas unfold, thoughts connect. Their mind enters what psychologists call flow state,
that beautiful zone where you forget time, forget self, and simply become what you're creating. In that moment, their home isn't just a room, it's an ecosystem for inspiration. But solitude, even for the creative mind, can be addictive. When your inner world becomes more vivid than reality, you stop needing to share it. Days blur together. You start living inside your head more than your life. And that's when creativity slowly turns into isolation, because even the brightest ideas still need sunlight to grow. Then there's another group, the peace seekers. They don't stay home because they're anxious or introverted or creative. They stay because they value quiet more than chaos. They've learned that joy doesn't always look like excitement. Sometimes it's soft, predictable, simple. These are the ones who light candles at night, who love slow mornings and empty calendars, who'd rather feel calm than stimulated. They're not running from the world, they're editing it. Psychologists often describe them as highly sensitive persons. Their sensory systems are finely tuned. They process everything deeply: sound, light, emotion. And that depth can be both a gift and a burden. Loud places overwhelm them. Small talk exhausts them. They don't crave less life, they crave gentler life. So when they stay home, it's not about laziness, it's self-protection, it's emotional boundaries, it's choosing peace over pressure. But peace, when kept too long, has a strange way of turning into stillness, and stillness can quietly become stagnation. That's the line many homebodies cross without realizing. The comfort that once felt safe begins to shrink your world. You skip plans, you avoid people, you tell yourself, I'm just recharging. But soon, even the thought of going out feels foreign. Psychologists call this avoidance reinforcement. It means your brain learns that avoiding discomfort brings relief, so it keeps rewarding you for it. And one day, peace doesn't feel peaceful anymore. It feels numb. Because humans are built for connection, not confinement. We're wired to move, to see sunlight, to talk, to laugh, to feel energy that's alive. And when we cut ourselves off from that for too long, the quiet starts echoing back with questions we can't escape. Maybe home isn't meant to be the place you hide from the world. Maybe it's meant to be the place you return to after you've lived a little. Because the healthiest peace isn't fragile. It doesn't disappear when life gets loud. It stays with you, even outside those four walls. You don't need to change who you are. You don't have to force social plans or fake excitement. You just have to stay balanced. Let home be your base, not your border. Let it ground you, but not hold you back. Step out once in a while. Feel the breeze. Talk to someone who gets you. Remind your body that life still moves, even when your mind needs quiet. Because the truth is, your home is not a cage. It's a reflection of your inner peace. But your soul, it was never meant to live behind closed doors forever. So maybe it's not about being a homebody. Maybe it's about being someone who's learned that peace is sacred, but connection is necessary. Solitude builds your soul, but the world, it reminds you it's still alive. So, which one are you? The healer who found safety? The introvert who needs recharge? The creative who thrives in silence? Or the peace seeker who just wants stillness and a loud world? Whichever you are, you're not broken for loving your space. You're just human for needing peace. And when you're ready, step back out there. Not because you have to, but because you finally want to. If this made you feel seen, you belong here, because understanding yourself is the first step to healing. So take a breath and subscribe, because we are still human.